Sister Sienna, she is a micro influencer at UMiami with 30,000 followers. She was profiled in the student newspaper, the Miami Hurricane, along with a bunch of other influencers. Cover for the article featured the top 3 most followed influencers, and not her. She goes on TikTok with an absolute sob story saying, "I've just come to realize that no matter what I do, micro influencers will never be appreciated, recognized, or respected."
Babe, wake up. A new entitled influencer video just dropped, and this time it's micro influencers.
Sometimes you just need a wake-up call, you know?
Hi friends, you know the only thing worse than styling your short hair only to have it look like Lord Farquaad? Getting inundated with spam and scam calls all the time. And worse than that, the data brokers that are on the internet that are just selling your information, your private and personal information, willy-nilly. They just want a quick buck, I guess. Either way though, legally, they do have to remove your information from these rickety websites if you do ask them to, if you do put in that request. However, they make it not easy at all to do so. But thank the Lord, or whatever you believe in or don't believe in, there is Aura, the sponsor of this video. Aura is all-in-one digital security. They do the hard work for you. So they will go ahead and submit those automated opt-out requests and have your information removed from these, as I said, rickety websites where your information is just out there being sold to scammers, spammers, stalkers. But thank goodness for Aura, because as I said, they can keep you safe online. Not only regarding your personal and private information that is out there, but also with real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, a secure VPN with hundreds of locations, antivirus password management, and they also have US-based support available around the clock for you if something goes wrong. Aura also includes $5 million in identity theft insurance protection, and they have US fraud experts available for you 24/7. So make sure that you click the link in my description box or scan the QR code on screen. But you most likely have this link memorized by now because Aura has been an amazing sponsor of my channel for, dear God, so long. I've been using them for so long. So say it with me, aura.com/CCSUAREZ. And through that link, you can start your 14-day free trial and let Aura do that hard work for you. Again, that is aura.com/CCSUAREZ. Thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys for supporting my sponsors, and back to the video. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea. You know that. I know that. I'm just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and too many opinions. Now, I love making videos about literally anything, but entitled influencers, just people who are so out of touch. Like, remember the one lady who got kicked off of Hawaiian Airlines, or like banned for life, and like she thought she was in the right, and it's like, girl, you put your kids at risk. What are you talking about? But somehow it makes it, at least in my opinion, it like makes it worse when the entitled influencer is someone who like has a smaller following. And listen, we all got to start somewhere. I get it. Been there, done that, girly pop. However, this is probably not where you should start. Right? Now, if you are employed, you probably don't know, but you can be employed and successful and chronically online. That's okay. But this has been all over my For You page, and we got to talk about it. Okay. I have to make a video about it. And a lot of y'all are tagging me in this too, because it's just like the audacity. So let's talk about Sienna Long. Sienna Long is an 18-year-old freshman at the University of Miami in Florida, not Ohio. Duh. She's a micro influencer on TikTok with 24.4 thousand followers. Now, Sienna posted a video back in March where she titled it, "My Audition to Become Your Favorite Influencer," or something like that.
Hey guys, this is my audition to be your new favorite influencer. Should I tell you about myself first? I'm 17 years old, I live on Long Island, New York, and I'm going to the University of Miami next year. So reason number one is because, unlike some people on this app, I am very real. And I will only talk about things that I think people relate to. I am a makeup and hair fanatic. I feel like I just relate to people, like especially teenage girls.
And then here's another example of her content.
Why are people making simple hairstyles like a slick back so hard to do, so hard to understand, and just so much more complicated than it has to be? I don't know, I couldn't tell you. I'm scrolling through TikTok looking for tutorial ideas, like how to present my video. And I see everyone's like, oh, you gotta do 2 separate ponytails and you gotta pull them together. Or you gotta pull your front pieces out and slick this and then slick that. Baby, you don't need to do all that. So I'm gonna be giving you a super easy tutorial, beginner. You need a couple things to make your hair as slick and beautiful as mine.
At the time of posting that first video in March, she was 17. She has since turned 18, apparently. Now, she's a baby. She's a little baby, okay? She's a baby. As a 34-year-old lady, I feel like I have to say that, okay? However, with posting on the internet comes a certain responsibility, I guess, not to like quote Uncle Ben, right? That's what he said before he died. R.I.P. Uncle Ben, you would have hated this.
Dad trusted me to serve face and body tea at my local college town bar. I realized today life goes on, and that if I put on a black mini skirt, that means I'm a baddie. And like, if you're serving baddie, that didn't make any sense. I feel like baddies understand what I'm saying. I'm wearing this like leather tie top because it's a bar, it's not a club. I want to go clubbing like right now.
Oh my God. She said, because I don't go clubbing right now. You're 18. Why are you going to a bar? You can't drink. Listen, life is so much different for these youths, these kids, than it was when I was their age. Like, I was not going out to bars. Girl, I was going to the club. Anyone else from Tampa? Any other 30-year-old ladies, young ladies, spry millennials? Girl, how bad does your pelvic floor hurt me too? But any of y'all locals, did you go to Hyde Park Cafe? Girl, what you know about Latin night on Thursdays at the Kennedy? In your BB bandage dress and your 5 to 6 inch platform Jessica Simpson patent nude heels. You do know about that? Girl. Anyways, listen, we've all said dumb shit and, you know, thought we knew everything, right? Not me like already trying to defend her. So how did this drama start? Let's just call it a situation, actually. How did this situation start? It is drama, whatever. But, you know, brain rot, who cares? So there was a newspaper article in the Miami Hurricane, and that's the official newspaper of the student body or of Miami University. 3 student reporters for the Miami Hurricane wrote a cover page article titled Freshman Influencers Take Over TikTok. The 3 students featured on the front page are Colette Colliard, Nikki Pinder, and Julia Thomas. Now, the newspaper featured those girls, but then the Miami Hurricane Instagram account did like a collaboration post with Sienna. And it says, Sienna Long's strategy is honesty. And this cute little goofy picture of her. And it says, Sienna Long is one of the University of Miami's fastest growing social media stars with 22.9 thousand followers, which is like, is that what? Anyways, so it says, but she never saw herself in Miami. When applying to colleges, Long struggled to picture herself liking UM until she visited with her brother, who was a junior at UM for spring break. During the trip, she fell in love with the school. And then it says, read the full story at the MiamiHurricane.com. So I guess it wasn't in like her feature rather, wasn't in that main article, but it was on the Instagram. And then like their little like feature of her was not part of that original article. But here is Sienna's response to the article.
I made a video saying that there's enough room for all the influencers in the world, but at UMiami right now doesn't feel that way. UMiami has an newspaper called the Miami Hurricane, and they did stories on influencers who are like up and coming and rising, and they did an article on me, and it was an amazing experience, and I'm so happy that I was written about. But my article, one of the main points said that I will come on here and be vulnerable with you guys and tell you if I'm having a crappy day, and I'm having a crappy moment right now. On Instagram, they posted the cover page, which was the 3 influencers with the biggest following here. And I know I don't have a big following, but it made me realize that like micro-influencers don't get enough recognition. And even though I'm chasing the same dream as they are, and I'm trying so fucking hard all the time, I just don't feel appreciated right now. And yes, the fact that I even got written about was amazing, but it just feels like I'm chasing a dream, but I'm still so freaking far behind. And it just like hurts, like knowing that like I wasn't up there, and I come from a competitive dance world, so I've been judged my entire life. And any influencer, anybody in the competitive world at all will know that if you're not top 3, it just is so shitty. It's like a shitty thing to see, a shitty thing to feel, you know. So I'm really trying, because I love giving you guys my advice, to think this will make me better, make me grow even more, and make me just like find my niche. But sometimes you just need a wake-up call, you know. This gave me a wake-up call that like you're not there yet. So yeah, this is feels pretty crappy not seeing myself up there. But, you know, we're gonna push through, right? Thank you. I love you guys. I'm gonna go wipe my tears and feel better.
Now, at the time of filming this video, Sienna had, like I said, less than 30,000 followers. And the other influencers, let's just do a quick little rundown. So Colette has around 662,000, and this is all on TikTok. So obviously that's like their main platform. And it looks like as of right now, she gets around, I mean, really her views are all over the place. That's crazy. Okay, let's say around 100,000, 120,000 views on average per video. And then there's Julia Thomas, who has 73,000 followers. And this sweet little baby angel just got broken up with. It's so sad. Her videos get an average, I would say, of around 100 to 150,000 views per video on average, like I said. And then there's Nikki Pinder, who has, holy crap, her views are a lot. It also seems like she posts the most out of all of them, just, you know, from an outsider perspective. And she has 323,000 followers around that. And it looks like she gets an average of like 500,000 views per video as of right now. And obviously this is like after the fact of this thing happening. Now, the video that Sienna Long posted saying like that she is not where she needs to be, all that, it obviously is, you know, her being vulnerable. And I do understand the sentiment. I do want to say that. And I understand like playing that comparison game. That's not going to be well received by the internet, though, as someone who is a pretty white girl in college, right? Coming from, you know, I'm allowed to say that because I'm a pretty white girl who dropped out of college twice, but I'm going back, ladies. All right. See you there. However, you won't see me there. It'll be all online. But the thing is that it doesn't necessarily mean that like what she's saying isn't valid. Like, yeah, the calm down part of it is the aspect where she feels emotional and, you know, wishes she got more views or was able to do this full time or had the following that these girls do or get the views that they do. However, it really seems sad, obviously, because it's like, well, girl, you're not there yet. We all grow at different rates, and maybe the content that you're putting out there doesn't stand apart. Like, do something else, change it up, change your niche, post different content, figure it out, right? And unfortunately for a lot of people who want to make this their full-time job, it just doesn't happen. But the really, I guess, like not tone deaf, but like entitled and like silly part of it is micro influencers don't get enough recognition. And it's like, well, if they did, they wouldn't be micro influencers. So that's kind of an oxymoron in itself. But this video did go quite viral last week and over the weekend too. So let's go ahead and look at all of the parodies that were made of it.
As you know, I keep it 100 on this account all the time. Whenever I'm sad, I come on here and I make it everyone's problem. Well, this is one of those moments. I'm sad. My college, Influencer University, did an article about the top 3 influencers. I ranked number 4. They didn't include me in the article. It's just so hard being a micro-influencer. No one takes you seriously. No one gives you the time of day. I don't know what I have to do to like make people take me seriously and rank me number 3 at least on the influencers at my college. I should be number 1. I should be in the article. It's just not fair. Okay? I'll say it. This shit ain't fair.
No, obviously, yeah, it's camp, it's funny, go off.
So this lady had like news articles written about her, and she's like, I wasn't in the top 3 in the list of micro-influencers, and I just, and I'm like, lady, they wrote a news article about you. Like, that means that you're becoming an influencer. Like, I guess you are an influencer, and I really don't get it, because I looked at her page, and it seems like she just wants to be an influencer, and that's it. Like, she's not, like, influencing for a purpose. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, hi, I exist. Follow me narcissistically. And I know that I shit post and I post all the time too. And I'm trying to be an influencer, I guess. I don't know at which point I become a micro influencer. So maybe I'm like a micro influencer. So as a micro influencer, I feel like, you know, like influencing should like have a purpose. Like I influence, like if you join my lives, I try to like, you know, point people towards empathy and morality, and I try to point out facts.
Now, Bards of the Bayou. I don't know why I just sounded like that. He made some really good points there. And I was like, you know what? Let's go through more of her content and really see like, okay, well, why are you not growing, right? Like with a lot of these college influencers, I don't know why I just did that because they are in college and they are trying to be influencers, but there's got to be a draw. There's got to be something that like sets you apart. And I know this sounds not strange, but simple and hey, unattainable. But like, for instance, Alex Earl, beautiful, blonde. Where'd she go? Bama? Did she go to Bama? I don't remember. Why is my forehead so itchy? But she was just super rich, just super rich, basically. But, you know, I mean, she would tell a bunch of stories and had a big group of hot friends and all that, right? And was just always gallivanting all over. And so for a lot of people, it was, you know, that insider look into like, oh my God, this life is like so fascinating. Like this college life is so crazy. And really those like that story time aspect of the content too, like while she was, you know, doing Get Ready With Me and all that was like an interesting aspect of that too. So the girl Nikki Pinder kind of, I don't want to say like gives me that vibe of like Alex Earl, but I mean, kinda. She's, you know, being a little bit messy. She's being funny. She's trolling a good bit. And she is, you know, showing night out and stuff like that. And doing more so like trending things that are going to get her noticed on TikTok as well. I mean, listen, I'm an old bitch. I don't know anything, right? Especially about TikTok. I mean, I do a little bit, but like not really. But also like I hardly post on TikTok, like original content on TikTok could not be me. But like I got more followers than her on there and I hardly be posting on there, but she's posting constantly on there, it seems. It definitely looks like she posts maybe like 1 or 2 videos a day. And then it looks like the Nikki girl who has way better engagement, way better views, posts like funnier content. She's trolling sometimes and posts like a lot more frequently. And on TikTok, honestly, that seems like that's what you have to do. Now, speaking of this Nikki girl trolling, I feel like such an old bitch making this video. It's truly, that is how I feel right now. But Nikki made her own parody of the video that Sienna made.
Micro influencers do not get enough recognition. I just wanted to bring this important issue to everyone's attention because we haven't been appreciating micro influencers enough. The impact they make on society is so huge. It's a big responsibility being an influencer, and we deserve more appreciation for it. It's sad that so many people disregard what it takes to be an influencer and the grit and work ethic you need to wake up every day and open up TikTok and click post and scroll for inspiration. It's a lot. And there should be a National Influencer Appreciation Day. Whether you have 20 followers or 500, you deserve to be treated like the celebrity you are. This is me raising awareness for a very important subject, and I hope this reaches the right people.
Now, obviously, that's not exactly what Sienna was saying. It was more so, it wasn't, you know, try being an influencer for a day. It was more so like, I'm sad and I'm comparing myself to these people's numbers and I'm not where I want to be. But it's also like, okay, girl, we'll put out more content and better content. What I've always said is my main piece of advice is you want to create content, do it. Literally press play. You're going to look dumb as hell the first 20 videos, but just do it. Not to quote Nike, but then also posting quality content consistently per the platform you're on, whatever that means for that platform. But obviously Nikki's was a bit more, you know, of the try being an influencer for a day type of vibe. Right now, this is, I would simply be deceased if my mother got involved.
Mind you, she was featured in the article that UMiami made about influencers at the school. She was still in the article. She just wasn't front page, and that's why she's bugging out. That's why she's crashing out. If you thought that that is where the story ends, no, it doesn't. It gets worse because she ended up going into one of the other girls who was featured in the article and was front page. She goes into her DMs after she posted this video and then starts saying, oh, you may have a bigger following than me, but I have school connections. Implying that somehow she could get her expelled from the school, suspended, or whatever the case may be. Mija, where did you get that idea that that was going to be cute? I want want you to take me through your thought process of how you got from point A to point B, because that just made it worse for you. And I don't know why I thought that she had more. When people talk about micro influencers, is usually like below 500,000 and under. But for some reason, I thought this girl at least had at the very minimum 100K. She had anywhere from like 20,000 to 23,000 followers. Y'all are doing the most. And to make matters worse, her mom gets involved in all of this. Your mom is going into other people's videos and in their comment section and saying, oh, you guys are supporting this girl.
So who is Melinda Long? Sienna's mother. She has a small social media presence, not to be triggering to micro influencers, but you know, she talks about her daughter, fitness journey, workout tips, things like that. And here is an example of her Instagram content with a reel.
Okay, let's have a very, very real talk about being shamed for being overweight and how different people treat you. Like former fat girl, hate that term, but I'm using here, was 240 pounds, size 18 jeans, and I was overweight for like my entire life. And now I'm healthier, 120 some odd pounds. People treat me totally different. Like somehow now I'm worthy of their attention. People talk to me. They notice me when I walk in a room. Before, it was almost like I was lazy. Y'all thought I was lazy because I was overweight, because I was physically less active and overweight and my issues showed on the outside. I was suddenly less than and lazy. I was anything but lazy. Still got up, did my hair, my makeup, took care of my kids, work hard. But now that I physically look different, people pay attention. Is that normal? Like, why am I worthy now of attention and worthy of people's conversations, or they're interested in what I have to say? It's like I have more value now because I'm outwardly healthier and look different. I mean, to be honest, I'm the same person inside. I will always be that fat girl, but I'm the same girl. In fairness, losing weight does give you more confidence. I'm a different person now, and I definitely present myself different. So maybe that's why. But do you think it's fair that people out there treat you different when you look different? Maybe it is. Maybe looking different, they say, act the part, look the part.
Now, Melinda and Sienna do appear to have a close relationship. And this next reel is one of Sienna's videos that was shared on Melinda's Instagram.
I honestly love going out to dinner with my mom. Like, Mom, when you watch this, because my mom likes to watch my videos, I love going out to dinner with you. Like, I'd go out to dinner with you any day. That wing looks horrendous. Like, we just have so much to talk about. And, like, life lessons with Melinda Long, oh God. She is the person to talk to. Yeah, like, she's sometimes annoying. Every mom is. This wing is not working out today. Every mom is annoying, but when it's just me and my mommy, oh, we have good times together.
Well, then there was an update, and Nikki posted that the dean got involved, like the head of the school.
Y'all are about to get me sent to the dean again. Yesterday, I made a video saying that micro-influencers should get more appreciation. And I guess I pissed off the girl that made the original video. I get like 2 long-ass paragraphs from her just being like, you might have more followers than me, but I have more school connections, so watch out, like, I can really screw you over. And then her mom starts commenting on all my videos, and, like, school posts made about me, and she's like, you guys really support this girl? It's not that serious. Oh my God, I wasn't personally attacking you. I didn't even tag you in the damn video. I didn't want to give you clout. I was just hopping on a trend, like all of these people. Mind you, I had like 10 people tell me that this girl was making fun of me on her live, and she had me blocked like 2 weeks ago. She only unblocked me after I was like featured in the magazine at my school, and then she like hit me up and was like, oh my God, let's collab, girl. Obviously you want clout. I'm not gonna blame you for that. Like, in the end, it was a very generic video, not referencing your account or your name or even like the school. Like, it was so generic. It was like, unless people already saw your video, they wouldn't know the damn reference. Literally hopping on a trend about out of touch people. But yeah, I fear I'm cooked once again.
And then she kept posting updates, one of them showing like, here's a meeting with the dean that you have, like a calendar update or something like that. And then Nikki updated her following on the meeting that she had with the dean.
Hi guys, I just met with the dean about the whole micro-influencer situation. And they told me that they can't like kick me out of school for this because it's not like in violation of student conduct technically. Like I didn't violate any policies by making a video because it's like in my right to do so. And I also showed them the texts of like the mother and stuff, and they said they do want to take a look at that, but they can't do anything because it's not a student. And he also told me that he has like a lot of people in his inbox as a result of that. Like they essentially can't like do anything bad to me. They just had to have the meeting because, you know, like networking and stuff. So I'm okay for now. They can't do anything when there's this many people watching because it would just be a bad look on them. But dude, I was so scared all of today. I literally like missed half my classes because I was just like about to throw up. Like I genuinely thought I was about to get like kicked out or something.
Yikes. Now, personally, as you know, a former 18-year-old myself, like I said, I would be extremely embarrassed if my mom got involved. And I'm sure there were many times where my mom wanted to get involved and like go off on someone, but didn't because that's more embarrassing in my opinion. And then as a mother myself, that's weird. And listen, he's 2. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want to get involved like that. Like if they're like elementary school or like middle school, sure. But I'm not going to be talking to or texting the other child. That seems inappropriate. Not like in a weird, like malicious way, just like, no, that's weird. Stop. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Also saying like I have more school connections. And then Nikki also saying they just can't do anything to me when so many people are watching. It's like, it's also a social media issue, not a school issue. You both just happen to go to the school. So it's not that there's too many people watching. It's probably just because they like legally didn't do anything wrong and, you know, doesn't violate student conduct. So that's why they're not doing anything. Well, Sienna takes accountability and apologizes. She says that she has been called fat, received death threats, again, the death threats, and that her mental health has suffered. She also says that she didn't ask for a no contact order, but the University of Miami did because that's how they were handling the situation. Basically just like, hey, don't talk to each other. Seems simple enough. And then also she doesn't really mention that like, you know, her mom was the reason why the like dean got involved or like family connections or anything like that. But what she does mention is that there's going to be another article coming out and that we should be on the lookout for it. Girl, that's after the fact. That's it. Stop. That's pity at this point. Like, no. And listen, there are people who make content and do it very, very well, but just don't have maybe the best like marketing or like eyes, or maybe like the algorithm just hasn't like found them yet. But I truly think that if she was putting out like real good content like Sienna, then she would have a bigger following. But it's, from what I have seen, it's not real good content, you know? Obviously, I'm not like the intended audience for her, but still, as a professional in this industry, I don't think that her content's good. That sounds mean. Oh well.
Guys, I promise it was never supposed to be that deep. We all know what I'm talking about, and this is my taking accountability video. My head was completely stuck on something that was so stupid. There was no reason at all that I should have been crying over the fact that I wasn't on the front page of a newspaper when they wrote an article about me in the first place. And I want to specify, I am so grateful that I even got that chance, that I was even recognized. But the fact that I was crying that I wasn't on the front page is just so stuck up of me. So I was just completely tone deaf, and that's horrible of me. But that's genuinely not who I am as a person at all. Never once said that my problems are more important than other problems in the world, or disregarded any of the problems that are happening in our world. But I'm literally laughing at the fact that I even made a comment about micro-influencers. Like, I've never had that thought in my head. Why did I put it in the video? Another thing is, you guys do have to realize that words hurt, and calling me fat and giving me death threats really did hurt my mental health, but I'm not letting it affect me, and I'm trying to move forward, and I'm trying to apologize for how I sounded, because it was horrible. Next thing I want to address is that I did not put in for a no contact order, none of that. That was the University of Miami handling this situation. So words hurt. Please stop sending me death threats and calling me fat, because mental health matters, and I struggle with my mental health. It's not something I'm afraid to talk about. There's another newspaper article coming out, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. But anyways, I love you guys. Please understand where I'm coming from, and I'm truly sorry again for being so tone deaf. It is truly not who I am, and I'm sorry.
It's weird that she's like, it wasn't meant to be that deep, but you were the one online crying. You made it that deep. And the video's still up. Why didn't you just delete the video then if it didn't mean to be that deep? And then also, why'd y'all go to the dean if it didn't mean to be that deep? What's the dean gonna do to people in your DMs and people bullying you? Nothing. So this doesn't make any sense. So the comments are, they do pass the vibe check personally. So it said, so are you going to apologize to Nikki and not just us? And she said, of course. Someone said, not that deep, contacts the dean. Someone said, this was a micro apology. Love that. Someone said, no one cares to hear an apology from a rich Trumpy who's so out of touch that there's no coming back. We know your words are performative. Check your privilege, get your degree, and hush while you do it. Your non-issues are so boring. Someone said, what about your mom attacking Nikki? So you got the dean involved? Getting the dean involved. This whole situation is insane. And then Sienna replied and said, I said in the video, I didn't get the dean involved. The school involved itself, which I can't imagine would happen. That's interesting. Another person said the fact that you're not even a big influencer and you have already ended your career, getting the dean involved, you can't come back from this, girl. And what about Nikki's mental health? Taking accountability does not apologize to Nikki. One I love says it's giving she can't handle the heat. So Nikki also has dropped some recent posts. And personally, I think this is why she has a bigger following, is because like she's trolling and just overall seems like funnier, more engaging, and just like a more likable personality on the internet, I guess. And so Nikki said that she's raising money for therapy. And instead of doing a GoFundMe, she is making clothes, like making merch. And one of them says micro influencer, which is really funny. And then this one also is pretty hilarious. I personally like this one a lot. It was funny. It said, me switching my major to pre-law so I can defend myself if I get sued. So in this child versus child, Nikki versus Sienna viral moment that happened on the interwebs that I'm clearly too old to even be interested in, the clear winner would be Nikki. I'd say so. Sienna, to me, definitely does come off as an entitled influencer. I think she's right that it was tone deaf, but also it's like, okay, well, instead of crying about it, maybe you actually like make better content instead of crying about it. I don't know. I mean, I definitely understand. Like, for instance, my content, I was posting constantly when I was doing makeup content. And yeah, my content was like good quality, but it was just oversaturated, right? And I wasn't standing out in that. I found something else I love, commentary, and changed to that and started making commentary content only. And then from there, within 5 months, was able to quit my full-time job and do this full-time. And I've been doing it for almost 5 years now, full-time. So it's like, just pivot, babe. That's all you got to do. And then who knows, maybe being an influencer is not for you. Now, of course, everyone makes mistakes, been there, done that. You're emotional in the moment. Okay. But I wouldn't say that this comes off as like a mistake. I would say this comes off more so as you're crying on the internet, comparing yourself to different personalities and that they are doing better than you. When in reality, their content is better quality than yours and they are putting out content more consistently than you are. Like, it seems like those other girls are posting as like a brand and as influencers, but then Sienna is just posting as someone in college. That's actually, I like the way I just phrased that. Anyways, here is another person's take, which it's the same as mine basically. And I really like her take on this. It is Saron things. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I really like her. Whoa, girl, your nipple is distracting in this video. Can't stop looking at that. Anyways, go off, queen. I like her recap on it. And basically that hers was like the first like way I found out about this. And I was like, let me jump into this.
Am I understanding this correctly? This girl was featured in the University of Miami's like up and coming influencers article. She calls herself a micro influencer. She has like 50,000-ish followers. She's upset because the magazine chose for their lead picture 3 influencers with like hundreds of thousands of followers. She comes onto this app complaining because she wasn't selected for the lead photo, and she says that micro influencers aren't appreciated. And this cutie Nikki, one of said influencers who was chosen for the lead photo, makes somewhat of a parody of that absurd video posted by the micro influencer. Micro influencer reaches out to Nikki and says, you might have more followers than me, but I have better connections than you. And then the dean of U Miami reaches out to Nikki to send her like a cease and desist. Nikki doesn't take down the photos, so the dean then schedules a meeting with Nikki about the whole debacle with the micro-influencer, even though all Nikki did was post like a parody. And in said meeting, the dean is like, oh, I know you haven't broken any laws and you have First Amendment rights and you haven't broken any of the school's rules. We're just kind of doing this because, I don't know, a favor to someone that cares about this micro-influencer girl. I would assume her parents. Who are her parents? How dumb are the micro-influencer, her parents, the dean, for not thinking that this would blow up on the internet? And now the micro-influencer's account is gone. Ta-ta. Is influencing a major at UMiami?
But that is going to be it for this video. This was a good little recap of TikTok bullshit that you didn't even need to know about, but now you do. So I'm very proud of you for sticking through it. And I hope you enjoy this Wiggum cam that will be included as a little palette refresher. It's probably just going to be him snoring on his daybed in my office. But if you are subscribed, you deserve all of the peaceful, cozy, but not sweaty naps, and for your sound machine to be just Wiggum snores, sawing logs right next to you and keeping your legs warm. It's like the weighted blanket you never wanted. That farts. But that's only if you're subscribed. Also, if you're subscribed, your butt looks good. If you want an instant, very safe, low risk, no downtime BBL, all you have to do is subscribe. Basically, instantly, I mean, results may vary, but come on, instantly your booty cheeks be juicy, pump, perky, bouncy, thick. Anyways, if you are not, you deserve an ingrown toenail and you're dead to me if you're not subscribed. So that sounds like a you problem that could be easily fixed. Okay. All right. Stay spicy. I was about to say sexy. That's weird. Stay spicy, assertive, feral, all of those things. Maybe a little delusional, whatever you got to do to get through your day. All right. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.